Hello guys, I'm going to show you my workflow. So I shoot with two brackets, one the middle exposure and the -3, and then a flash. Okay, so I'm going to prep this mid. Just want to make sure my exposure is right. This one, and then my darker exposure. This is the -3. I bumped the exposure a little bit. I'm gonna make it as close as possible to the mid exposure. So because we bump up the exposure a lot, yeah, you might see some noise here in the shadow area, but that doesn't matter because in this image we will be using only the windows and some highlights area like this lights in per here. And then this is my flash. I also have a preset for that. I bump up my shadow a little bit because if you don't, the dark is too dark. It looks like there's no details at all. So I want to bump up the shadow a little bit, and yeah, bring back the highlights, and also make sure the exposure is good. And let's check the white balance. See these whiteboards here, guys? They're usually white, so either that or the ceiling is what I'm using for white balance. I think I'll go with the baseboard. I don't mind the little warmer image. I like a warmer image. So we'll bring this to Photoshop. Open the layers in Photoshop. So I'm using a Sony a7R5, but I'm using the lowest resolution, the small raw. So this is something like 15 megapixels, so it's very fast to edit. We don't need more than 15 actually. Even I'm using the E7S sometimes, which is 12 megapixels. Anyway, here in Photoshop, I created my own action to merge this tree. Just click that, and here it is. Let's hide those two. These are the two ambient mixed together. See, we only use the highlights area. The highlights. Maybe I can just change the opacity to 90%. Okay, and then these are my flash. This is my flash in normal mode, 80% opacity, you know, to bring out some ambient right away. And this is my flash. I duplicated my flash, changed the opacity to 80% as well, and changed the blending mode to color. And then as like any Flambian technique, we'll go to our flash with the soft brush, 5% flow. We're gonna brush away some flash shadows, like here in the ceiling fans, and anywhere where there is flash shadows, we need to eliminate that. We need to use the natural shadows from the ambient. So let's do that. And also, besides the shadows, sometimes there are flashy areas like this one here. So make sure we eliminate the shadows and we eliminate the flashy area. Usually it's near the camera because we usually bounce the strobe and above the camera. So So typically for myself, this window is good enough. I don't do window pulls unless the outside view is really nice, like overlooking a lake or overlooking a nice backyard swimming pool or beautiful views. But like 90% of my work, there's no good views, so this is good enough for me. I don't wanna I don't want my windows to steal attention. Like what they said, we shoot interior for a reason and we shoot exterior for a reason. In this case, we are selling the interior in this photo, so that's good enough. And I'm closing it. Okay, as you notice, this is a 1 point perspective composition. So here in a 1 point perspective composition, you want to make sure your vertical and horizontal are aligned. Try to do that also as much as possible in camera. Make sure your horizontal and verticals are aligned. And because of the wide angle lens, even if you use a geared head, you cannot guarantee perfect vertical and horizontal. That's why I don't use it, because even with a geared head, I still correct my vertical and horizontal. And this, I think I'm happy with this. I will check my black point. I think that's good enough. White point, just to make sure it's not flat. Okay. This is good to me, good for me. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you're interested in having a workshop with me, maybe one day. Anyway, thank you.